Ikigai is a Japanese word that means reason for being. It is the thing that makes you get out of bed each day with eager anticipation. So why do some people know what they want and have a passion for life while others languish in confusion? Let's go through 5 steps to awaken our passion and connect with our Ikigai. Step 1. Finding your element. The philosopher and writer Lao Tzu once said, "The man who loves walking will walk further than the man who loves the destination." When you are in your element, you are doing what comes naturally to you. It is a state where you can be fully engaged and in flow. Your element is the place where the things you love doing and the things you are good at coincide. When you direct your element towards a purpose you care about, you will be able to walk further, push through tough times, and find the mundane but necessary tasks more tolerable. To find your element, make a list of all the things, activities, and subjects that you love to do, are interested in, or are curious about. Make a list of skills that comes easy for you. And if you still don't know what you like, start by noticing what you don't like. And through the process of elimination, you will get to what you do like. Your unique element is a combination of your life experience, preferences, taste, talents, and interests. Others may share the same skills and interests as you, but no one will have the same experience, history, and perspective that is truly yours. Next, find the common denominator in everything you like. Is there a single field or idea that defines your element? You can also ask the question, how can I use my element to solve other people's problems? Step 2. The Shinkansen effect. Shinkansen, otherwise known to the world as Japan's bullet train, was a seemingly impossible objective. In 1958, Japan was in the midst of a post-war economic miracle. The Japanese government issued an order to Japan Railways to find a quicker way to connect Tokyo with Osaka. A few months later, the engineers presented a proposal for a train that would travel at 100 kilometers per hour. At the time, this would have been the fastest train in the world. However, even at this breakneck, record-breaking speed, the executives at Japan Railways wanted a train that would go even faster. Twice faster! At first, the engineers were astonished at the seemingly impossible task. But they had the determination to take on this challenge and take it from the realm of science fiction into reality. To improve the speed at this magnitude, it wasn't enough to make small improvements. The engineers had to change everything and approach this mode of transport with an entirely new way of thinking. Everything from the concept of a train that would be lighter and aerodynamic, to the shape, height, and width of the railroad tracks, and the tunnels that had to be built to cross the mountainous area around Mount Fuji. In 1964, just 6 years after the government of Japan issued the challenge, the first bullet train was inaugurated for the Tokyo Olympics. The Shinkansen connected Tokyo to Osaka at more than 200 kilometers per hour, cutting down travel time between the two cities from 6 hours and 40 minutes down to 3 hours and 10 minutes. A milestone achievement that astonished the world and would revolutionize train transportation around the globe for decades. How can you apply the Shinkansen effect to your element and challenge yourself to go further than what you think is possible? This is your bullet train objective, and we'll cover that next. Step 3. Your bullet train objective. For a goal to deserve this label, it has to be a goal that is seemingly impossible to achieve. For example, if you want to change your career, a bullet train objective could be to be in the top 1% in your field. If you want to write a book, a bullet train objective could be to be in the top 10 best-selling book in your category. If you want to start a business, a bullet train objective could be to serve 10 million people worldwide. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, think big and go beyond what you think is possible. And remember that you do not need to have absolute certainty and conviction as a prerequisite to determining a direction. All we need is a starting point. Get started now with whatever you have, and you will gradually discover your identity, talent, and Ikigai along the way. Step 4. Give it a name. Write down your bullet train objective and give it a project name. When something has a name, it starts to exist in our reality. It gets our attention, time, and priority. It gets planned, scheduled, and broken down into microtasks that you work on daily. The written word has more power than 1,000 vague ideas in your head. Without a name, it just fades away in the realm of the abstract and immaterial. What name did you give your bullet train objective? Our bullet train objective for this channel is to create 100 videos on big ideas. From helpful books that we find inspiring and useful for turning your big goals from idea to small, manageable steps. As for naming it, ChatGPT suggested that we call it the Ikigai Happy Hustle 100. Let's call it a work in progress. We're open for suggestions. If you are on a similar journey, please share your bullet train objective in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to follow our shared journey. Now it's time for the most important step. Step 5. Kaizen is the philosophy of continuous improvement. One way to practice this is through a process of discovering, imitating, and outdoing. Choose a work that you admire that is related to a skill that you want to improve. Let's say you want to write a book and you have a particular author that you admire. Take your favorite book from that author and examine all the things that you like about it and all the things that could be improved. What brilliant things from the book can you adapt in your own writing? What would you do differently? What can you learn or practice to make it better? When you start moving towards any big goal, you will eventually hit your first set of obstacles. Maybe it is an internal obstacle like a lack of structure, motivation, energy, focus, or self-doubt. Or it could be an external obstacle like lack of access to education, tools, funding, role models, or a place to do the work. Think of a practical way to get around these obstacles. Find a way to learn the solutions or find others who have solved these issues and ask for their mentorship. As we know, ideas don't always work out exactly as we've planned. You will need to test, experiment, and try a few things that will fail before you get to one that works. Use this process to move through obstacles and keep progressing forward. And remember, your purpose is not necessarily something that finds you, but something you choose and then iterate upon as you engage with life. When you feel alive and connected with your Ikigai, all that remains is for you to set off and enjoy the adventure.